Unmuting the mic. This guy's muted. Okay. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Ramblestream episode number 52. We got volume everywhere. There we go. Episode 52 live is the first morning broadcast of the Ramblestream, and we are here live at Janus HQ. We got bikes coming in, we got bikes behind me, we got all kinds of fun stuff happening. We got about 20 folks on. We got Gary Smith in the house, and we got a really fun program for you. Let's go ahead and go over and see who is on. If we got any people commenting. Multifarious is on. Is this working? Everything's working. Okay. We got some folks riding in with awesome. Multifarious is on, watching from Nebraska. Hope to be there next year with Halcyon 250 number 1067 Kingfisher. Also, if you're in the comments and you have any issues, it says can hear you fine. Thank you, Wave Shredder. Much appreciated. I don't even have to ask. Y'all know the drill. Perry Justin, hello. Richard from Perry from Fort Worth, Halcyon 250 number 884. Wish I could be there with you all, but getting ready to run my UPS route. Awesome. That's me. We got Joel Yanda, Old Man 1, Halcyon 450 number 218, and Griffin 450 number 1 at Janus HQ in Goshen, Indiana. We're going to have Joel on here in a couple of minutes to go over the Ramblers contact form, Ramblers contact list that he's been working real hard to put together, and it's going to be a way that we can network and find other riders in our area. We've got Wave Shredder, Rave Shredder. Good morning. Wished I was at the rally in Dallas, sipping on a Rambler sparkling water, waiting impatiently for Halcyon 450 number 294 to finally be shipped. All right. Well, that reminds me, everybody's getting ahead of me. This thing is making noise. I can't turn the volume off on the phone. That's all right. I can't turn it off. You can't turn it down. If you're new to the Ramblestream, which probably most of you all that are on are not, if you're here at 9 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, but tell us what your name is or your online handle, where you are viewing from, and what you ride. If you have a Janus, what's the serial number? If you don't have a Janus, there's Mitch. Russ back there. Detlef, there he is. Right there. He's a Ramble streamer. Then tell us, if it's not a Janus, tell us what it is you ride or drive that's a rambling machine. And then tell us what you're sipping on. It is a little early here still at the rally. We just finished up sausage and pancakes, and I'm sipping today on a Janus Motorcycles coffee. Cheers, Ramble streamers. Here we go. Randy in our service department's pulling in on his Harley. All right. Okay, look at a couple more comments, and then I've got a good poem picked out. Wave Shredder says, hopefully you can get shipping sorted for it soon. I think you might have unveiled it last week when I couldn't join. The interim... he says, good morning. Wished I was at the rally in Dallas, sipping on Rambler sparkling water, waiting impatiently for Halcyon 450 number 294 to finally be shipped. I think you may have unveiled it last week when I couldn't join. In the interim, riding Phoenix number 31 with a Motocult Stage 4 Plus kit, so that helps. Awesome. Jeff Massey's on Florida, Halcyon 250 number JM850. He's drinking black coffee. Me too. Cheers, Jeff. Perry Justin says sound is good. Thank you very much for that. We got Wave Shredder. He says he can hear us fine. Great. Harrison and Minnick, right? That's how we're pronouncing that. Richmond, VA. The Mon, as we used to say. Halcyon 450 number 318. Mill espresso with some oat milk. Hope to be there next year. Charles Selman checking in. Good morning from San Francisco. Griffin 124 Aurelius. Oh, nice. I so wish I was with you all in Goshen right now. Next year. Just returned from a 3-day, 2-night ramble up over the Sierra Nevada. David Dixon, Halcyon 450 number 266. Hot coffee. Good morning. Good morning to you, David. James Chadburn's on. 30 feet to your left. Nice. Halcyon 250 644 iced tea from Electric Brew. The Electric Brew is our coffee shop, which is in that building right there. We got almost 40 people on now. Alan Carter, Clinton, Missouri, Halcyon 250 number 1114. Wish I could be there to pick up my bike. MX says good morning from Napa, California. Mike Johnson, Griffin number 139, and a Gen 2 KLR 650. Nice. What year is it? Drinking some delicious coffee. More Jan and I are pulling in as we speak. We got Confetti Yank on. Howdy. Good to see you, man. Erica Chadburn, my hubby is there with his beloved Janus. Aw. We got some banter from Confetti Yank. Jamie LaCourte. Jamie's here this morning, calling in from the parking lot. Where is Jamie? Where is he? Oh, he's right over there. Waving at me. Steve Q. Good morning from Hearst, Texas, riding a Halcyon 250 988 and Halcyon 450 304. Plan to be there next year. Wonderful. I hope all of you all plan to be here next year. Jack Higday. I don't recognize that name. 22 BMW F750 GS. Nice. Welcome. Coffee, eggs, and waffles. Great. MX says my KLR is a 2016 in sexy camo gray. Awesome. That's sexy in the definition of a KLR rider, so your mileage may vary. Confetti Yank, morning, Central North Carolina, 100th anniversary Road King, sipping on some water. Fantastic. Gary Smith, Richard, you have a booger in your nose. Thanks, Gary. How do I look, Jordan? All good? Okay. Alan Carter, almost forgot, gulping Rockstar Energy fruit punch. Whoa. Jeff Massey, group of Janus is called Janie. Yes, there you go. You got it. Although I usually call it with two I's. You got to go with the Latin double I. Tom Aylward, Halcyon 450 279, down south of you at Fort Wayne, enjoying a hot Panera. Couldn't make it to Goshen this weekend. All right. Well, we got our comments there. I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with a poem, and then we can do some walking around. We'll see some Ramble streamers if they're willing to show their faces, and we'll look at some of the things that I talked about earlier. So let's start off with a poem. This one is from our friend, Mr. Wilbur. I thought it would be fitting. And it is called Looking into History. Sip of coffee. Take the comment down. All right. Looking into History by Richard Wilbur. 1. 5 soldiers fixed by Matthew Brady's eye stand in a land subdued beyond belief. Belief might lend them life again. I try, like orphaned Hamlet working up his grief, to see my spellbound fathers in these men who, breathless in their amber atmosphere, show but the postures men affected then and the hermit faces of a finished year. The guns and gear and all are strange, until beyond the tents I glimpse a file of trees, verging a road that struggles up a hill. They're sycamores. The long abated breeze flares in those boughs, I know, and hauls the sound of guns in a great forest in distress. Fathers, I know my cause, and we are bound beyond that hill to fight at wilderness. 2. But trick your eyes with Burnham Wood, or think how fire-cast shadows of the bankside trees rode on the back of Simois to sink in the wide waters. Reflect how history's changes are like the seas, which mulls and mulls its salvage of the world in shifty waves, shrouding in evergreen the oldest hulls, and yielding views of its confounded graves, to the new moon, the sun, or any eye that in its shallow shoreward version sees the pebbles charging with a deathless cry, and a carrageen memorials of trees. 3. Now, old man of the sea, I start to understand. The will find no stillness back in a stilled land. The dead give no command, and shall not find their voice till they be mustered by some present fatal choice. Let me now rejoice in all impostures, take the shape of lion or leopard, boar or watery snake, or like the comber break, yet in the end stand fast, and by some fervent fraud, father the waiting past, resembling at the last the self-established tree that draws all waters toward its live formality. All right, it's bustling here. It's busy, and we're gonna walk around a little bit. So give me a second to figure out to make the technology work and not get a reverb. What?
Take the microphone too.
Yep. Oh, the microphone?
Yeah, for the big PA, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
When are you going to use that?
I don't know when I'm going to use it. I'm not sure. All right, we're at it. Okay. All right. Let's look at these comments. Hey, can you all hear me? We call this or I'm calling this the Ramble Cam. Let's wrap up a couple of little more comments here. Gary says, just kidding. This is pre-alcohol. Wait until tonight. Kid Fadyank says, is 31 Janus called January? That'd be good. John Bickle, looking forward to Halcyon 450 number 323. Kid Fadyank says, everyone, kickstart your bikes. Kidding. And Kid Fadyank says, working so far. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to... Yeah, that's working.
Looks okay on here?
Yeah,
Great.
It's great. It's actually really got no lag. It's weird.
Great.
It's awesome. Okay. All right, we're going to walk around and say hello to some people. Got to figure out how to flip the camera around.
You'll probably need to turn the mic on that.
You want to hold this? Or should I hold it?
I think you should
Hold it? Okay.
because you'll be picking up your voice on that microphone.
Okay. All right, we're still figuring this out. There's Grant. Hey, Grant. There's Jordan.
Hi.
All right. So, holding like 2 microphones. I'm trying to figure this out. All right, we're gonna get started with the live loud portion of this. So we are actually broadcasting this. Hey, how's it going? Got a lot of folks on here. There's Tim. We got Joel, Chuck, Dan. Got Dave. Oh, there's Scott. All right. Well, boy, this is a new experience doing the Ramblestream. Usually we have around anywhere from 60 to 80 people on, but it's just me by myself in a little office, so it doesn't feel like I have all these people with me. So this is a little different experience. We'll get started first with making sure the microphone's working, but let's look at my agenda here. We're going to let's talk about Jordan Lake. Where's Jordan?
Right here.
There he is. Hey, Jordan. Where's your bike?
Right here.
Let's walk over and look at it. Oh, there it is. All right, you can see, folks, we got a lot of Janus motorcycles. This is every year that we do the rally, we have more Janus bikes in one place than ever before. So I think the numbers are somewhere in the 70 something. There they are. There's some folks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's Justin. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
We're gonna look at this bike behind you. So this is the flat track bike, and we're gonna have Jordan talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, buddy. Bike is put together. We got it down for the Ramblestream, and I think it's really cool to see all the different bikes that are here. Super cool. But the race bike is on site. Everybody got to take a chance to look at it. Love to get everyone's feedback when you guys get a chance. And we're gonna get this thing up and get it racing. I brought some cool parts with me, so as soon as the Ramble's over, we'll get some stuff taken apart and do some more modifications. especially to that ignition system, so we can wrap it out to some high RPMs and go racing.
Awesome. You want to fire it up for us?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think you might want to keep these two things a little bit apart.
A little bit apart.
I know it's super.
Which one's more important to be?
That one. That's what's doing the live stream.
Okay.
Why don't I just try
We're gonna have
following
Jordan hold the camera. There we go. Can you hear me now? On the live stream?
We'll see.
I'm gonna push it out so I can hold somebody's hand.
Or the dog.
Yeah.
So Jordan, some of the folks here have heard a little bit about it, but give us a little, or give the Ramble streamers a little walkthrough of just the basics of what's different on this bike and what we're looking at. Just the basics.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did a kind of a flat track style swing arm to kind of brace it, kind of get the rear end a little stiffer, so we don't have as much flex in the rear end of the bike. We were running the Icon aluminum shock system. They do provide. It has reverb and compression settings, which is really cool from Icon. Motor mods, Mickey Dunlap, 4-stroke tech. We've been working with him for a few years.
Where is he?
He is out of Pennsylvania, and so the motor is a 473 right now, 14-1 compression, all headwork, and a few more mods there to the motor. Mickey and I are also working on a 540 kit for the 450, and on carburetor, not on fuel injection, and a lot of small mods to get the bike to the size that we want, the geometry that we need. And Leading Link is very similar to the production models, with a few changes to get the rake different and the height that we wanted. And Saddleman seats came through, and we got a Saddleman on a Janus, first one. And I think it might be the first flat track bike with a sewn-in Saddleman as well. But yeah, bike's set up, it rides great, and we're loving it, and we're gonna get it tweaked and get these R's up. We're shooting for around 11,000 RPM lower end, and that's where we're at. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jordan. It'll probably be ripping around today, and you'll get a chance to see it, hear it. One of the little details that I really like on this bike that Jordan integrated into his work was if you look at the front, just like every 450, it has an oil cooler, but instead of just doing oil cooler like we do, you put little wings on it. And if you're familiar with the history of Janus, you might recognize those. The radiator on the Halcyon 50 had little wings exactly like that. So I think that little nod to the heritage of Janus is really, really neat. I was very excited to see that. Okay, well, Grant wants to say something. Here we go.
If you are in the crowd or on the Ramblestream and you've given $100 to this bike, raise your hand. If you've been there we go. If you've given more than $100 to this bike, raise your hand. Woo! Yeah. So we've got some sponsors here in the crowd today that have given $100, $200, $1,000, $5,000 to this team. Guiding Light Fishing Charters, Jim Winters, Schumacher Family Medicine, all those proud Ramblers out there. In addition to companies that have given parts and effort, Adam Diaz is a world famous exhaust designer. He also helped design our 450 tooling. He's got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. Jordan here has about 290 hours of sleeping in a 2,000 hours of sleeping in a truck, getting this bike going. This is a really exciting project for Janus because we are maybe the 5th American OEM to ever go racing. And next year, Indian is out, Harley is out. There are no American race teams racing in American flat track. There are privateers and other folks, riding are laser Indians, but there's no there's no American OEM racing. We are in talks with our folks at Milwaukee Tools and Cyber Dogs about, working on some cool projects together. If you out there or out here have interest in materially participating in the project, it's so cool. It's really fun to see this happen. We are going to take it racing here in the next couple of weeks or months. Got to work out a couple of the kinks, but Roland Sands loves the bike. He wants to get it up to his Moto Beach Classic. We want to get down to Daytona for Bike Week. We want to get to Flat Out Friday at Mama Tried. It's a lot of really fun opportunities to see this bike run, and racing is expensive. So if you guys want to materially participate in what we're doing, talk to Jordan today. If you want to buy a race replica of this bike, that's the best way to do that, because a lot of the cash that goes into building the bike will go straight to the flat track team too. So come see us if you want to be a part of this awesome team. Thank you so much for your work on this, Jordan. It's been awesome. We've learned a lot about motorcycling, racing, performance. It's been fun to bring you guys on the team.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Woo!
Big round of applause for Jordan and Blake and all the people that have helped us to get to where we are. Also, Janus team. A lot of the folks here have put a lot of time into helping to see this get to where it is, and we'll be helping to see where we can get it next. Okay, I'm really jumping around on the agenda here, but I think now might be a good time while we're all standing here to talk to Kent from Texas Sidecar. Hey, Kent.
Hey.
Would you mind giving us maybe a little introduction to not only Texas Sidecar, but your work on the Halcyon 450 Sidecar?
Richard, thank you so much. Texas Sidecar has been around a long time. I purchased it in 2019.
A little louder. Get the mic.
I've expanded Texas Sidecar, our offering. I purchased DMC out of Washington State, brought him down to Texas, which I'm grateful for. When I acquired that, I knew that they had done the 250. Relationship kind of went sour. Anyone worked with Jay can understand. Jay was a unique individual, but we would not have adventure sidecar riding if it was not for Jay. So, people that bash him forget he made a big impact in the sidecar industry. With the Halcyon 450, I felt that there was a great opportunity to move forward, bring back the relationship. So right after purchasing, I got in contact with Richard. We had several conversations. We were trying to get a bike down to try it. In the meantime, a customer had purchased Francisco Gill. This is actually his bike. It took 7 months, almost 8 months to build. 6 frames, so it was a lot of trial and error to get the right combination to match this. We were grateful for his time and patience, but in that process, life changes in those months, and he no longer has a space for it, so it is up for sale as a complete package. Beautiful running bike. I'm 250. 63 miles an hour on our roads there in Texas. They're not perfectly flat where we're at. 3/4 throttle, cruises, handles like a dream. We have been very, very impressed with it. We feel it's a great package together. With some of Jordan's mods, maybe we can get something else going too. I'd love to do a Griffin. Anybody looking at a Griffin 450 in sidecar, please. Got a couple thoughts there. But we have just enjoyed sidecars. My wife has her own bike. She rides, I ride. I've been in sidecars since I was 16 years old. I hear a lot of these gray beard guys here says, well, when I get old, no, sidecars are fun. They're just different. They're not a motorcycle. And I try to get people to realize that it's not a motorcycle. If you jumped on a A four-wheeler, you're going to drive it different than your motorcycle. If you're getting your boat, you're going to drive it different than sidecars. The same thing. The block is the fact that it looks like a motorcycle. You're sitting on it like a motorcycle, but they are a lot of fun. It's one of the few means to getting 3 or 4 people together on a bike. Okay. You can't do it on a trike. Can't do it on a trike. But how about your fur babies? 60% of sidecar sales are for the fur baby to go with us. It is an awesome thing. Grandchildren, nieces, nephews. One of the things that I tell people about sidecars, especially when I'm dealing with a lot of the CMA riders that have a lot of motorcycle ministry and all, there's basically an unwritten rule with sidecars. At some point of your ownership, you will be called on to give a child a ride, an old veteran his last ride, somebody who's very, very ill, and they don't get turned down. There's never a no. Sidecar people will reach out and do that. If they can't do it there, they will find somebody in their community that will. So sidecar ownership brings that responsibility of sharing the experience with those that are in need. And we have always been grateful to help support that. Service dogs, a lot of veterans get a sidecar for their service dog. We work with the Texas VA Dogs, it's called. It's not VA as in the Veterans Administration, but they do a lot of service dog work, trying to donate the dogs to veterans. And we work very closely with them to see if we cannot help them get into sidecars so the dog can go with them. So that's pretty much our history. I've been in it 50 years, as I think I mentioned. So I'm one of the oldest sidecar people is years of sidecars, not necessarily because of my age, though I'm getting up there. But aren't we all? Richard, other thoughts? Did I miss anything?
I got a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
Is that powder coated, the chair?
No.
What is the finish on that?
It is paint. So the chair is painted. Now the Janus is powder coated, and so that was kind of a challenge. They use an RAL number, but we still match off of like the side panel. Pete knows. He sent me didn't send it to me. He brought it to me. But
on his motorcycle.
Yes, on his Janus. And if anybody knows Pete, they know why. But yes, his is number 2 coming up. So we do paint match. Right currently, the fender and the body, it's fiberglass. This is about 160 pounds.
Okay, that's my next question.
Yep. And then, but it's not 160 pounds direct weight. We have to remember that we're now distributing this over 3 wheels. So I don't know what Janus's haul limit is, but when you go over 3 wheels, you got to divide that number by 3, and so what you're doing. So all sidecars, when Goldwing says, well, it can haul 500 pounds. Well, that's 500 pounds over 2 wheels. What is it over 3 wheels? 750. So we do the same thing here, and that's why this hauls so well. Is it's not all the weight right here above the engine, above the drive. You've distributed over the road, and I think that's why it handles so well. Next question.
Let's see. I see a big thing off the right side connected to the fork. What is that?
Thank you, Richard. So this one has a steering stabilizer. This is what he's speaking about right here. It is to take care of low speed or deceleration wobbles. Commonly, smaller fork bikes, a lot of times as you decel, you get this wobble, just like that. Sometimes at 18, 22, every bike's a little bit different. You get a wobble, and if you lighten up your grip, we tell people never to take both hands off, but you get people who do, it will wobble. And with the steering stabilizer on there, it makes it safe. If you've lightened up too much, you're not going to get into a tank slapper. So that's what that is.
All right. Well, thank you. I guess, yeah, what you were saying about how it's not technically a motorcycle anymore definitely rings true. The way I describe riding a sidecar is it's a combination of sailing a catamaran, landing an airplane, and driving a three-wheeled car.
Yes.
None of which is a motorcycle. So it's a right-hand corners are very different than left-hand corners. They're a lot of fun, and I think that I really think it's really neat what you said about how being a sidecar rider or owner is about sharing. And I don't know how many times you just see people look at one and they start smiling.
Yes.
Or my daughters were heartbroken when we sold the previous sidecar
Yes.
we had from Jay. And
Right.
it was so much fun to take people out in that. So really, really a wonderful addition to your motorcycle that does kind of transform it away from the two-wheeled thing, but you get a different experience. So,
They do.
if you have any further questions about Texas sidecars or Francisco's bike or ordering your own, Kent will be here all day long under the Texas flag tent here. He's got not only the Janus Halcyon 450, he has an Indian over here as well with a sidecar. And so I encourage you to stop in, check it out. He's got a lot of information. So thank you so much for making the trip up here, Kent, and we look forward to seeing more sidecars.
Richard, thank you so much. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here, plus our relationship. We're both very busy guys running our companies. So any time that we get, for most of us, for Richard and I, it's texting at 9 and 10 o'clock at night to get an answer. But it's getting that answer and realizing that we have the same type of passion. Me for my sidecars, Richard with the motorcycle industry. I think it's a great relationship. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
Yeah. All right, next up, let's go talk to Pete. Hey, Pete, come over here. Yeah, Pete's bike is getting a little service right now. Little love. Maybe
Yeah.
new tires. What are you getting?
Yeah, new tires. Okay. Yeah, new tires, chain, sprockets.
A little bit closer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, just a little love. All maintenance, general maintenance.
So you 2 days ago, was it? On the way from New York? Tell us about a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, coming from New York City, 700 miles. And yes, I broke 50,000 miles on the way here. So.
So Pete, that is definitely, I can say that is a record. We've got some people that are not that far behind you, but they certainly have not done it in, how many months are we at right now?
17 months.
17 months, 50,000 miles on a 450 Halcyon. That is a fantastic feat. Pete, we call him our mobile test lab, and Pete has broken more parts for us than any of you all, and we're happy to be able to put that kind of abuse on a bike, not only because it helps us learn, but because it helps us tell the story. When you have a brand new small motorcycle manufacturer like Janus, it's sometimes people want like a Honda reliability, and they want to learn what it can do. And the fact that we can say, oh, we got some 250 owners with 30,000 miles on their bike and some 450 now with 50, that really helps cement it. So, Pete, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing that sidecar.
I just want to say you guys make it easy because you're here in Indiana, the crossroads of America. So it's super easy to stop here in Goshen, and the great events that you do, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, Duluth, and now with the race team, following them around, that's going to be some miles. So definitely looking forward to that.
Well, Pete, thanks for your help with the flatback team too.
Thank you.
All right, round of applause for Pete. All right, next up we have Mr. Old Man One. Where are you, Joel? There he is. All right, so Joel Yanda is from Kansas City. I usually get at least a couple of phone calls, some of which I can manage to not be riding and take. But he has always lots of questions. He puts a lot of miles on his Halcyon. He's got a Griffin coming. And Joel has come up with a really neat idea, which I think we've mentioned briefly, but the idea of a similar list to Chuck. Where's Chuck? There he is. Chuck has an awesome map that he's been building for years now, and it's an opt-in thing. And if you're willing to share your information with him, it's a map that shows where all the Janus owners that register at least are and what kind of motorcycle they have. And I just love looking at that. I think it's mostly on Facebook, Chuck. Well, but I mean, how do people kind of sign up with it? I see.
You're on the Facebook page.
Yeah, if you're on the Facebook page, usually that's how you contact him. People will basically just say, "Hey, Chuck, I want to be on there. I just got my bike," or "I just saw that this is a thing," and then they can put their bike on the map. But one of the things that's nice about that is that it doesn't necessarily release all your information to everyone if you don't want that. So Joel has a different idea, and I want to let him introduce it. A way to network with other ramblers. So often you see somebody in the same town and you don't know how to get a hold of them. So Joel, give us a little bit. Tell us about your bike first.
Okay, I'm
And well, one second, I'll give you the mic. Tell us about your bike and then introduce us to the Ramblers. What is it? Ramblers contact list?
Ramblers register.
Ramblers
Ooh.
register. There we
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Hold that right in front of your face. Yep.
So Ramblers register, but my bike, I'm Old Man 1 on the Ramblestream. If anybody is on there and sees my name, I have a Halcyon 450. Had it about a year now. It's number 218. It's over here. It's black and copper, and I think it looks really nice. But there's a lot of nice bikes out here today. So back to the Ramblers register. So I live in Kansas City, and by the owner's map that Charles has had up for quite a while, I know that there's at least 3 and maybe some more owners in my area, but I have no way to contact them because I'm not on Facebook. I don't deal with that type of technology.
Talk right into the mic.
Oh,
Sorry.
So I don't deal with that kind of technology. So I was trying to figure out a way that we could all communicate with each other, people who want to. And so what I've done is I've gotten with Richard and Grant specifically made a form, it's a Google form. I will be, I guess you call it the administrator of that, along with Grant. And so Janus will be emailing that form out to every owner that they know and that they have. And it's purely voluntary. I know a lot of people don't want to share their information, so you don't have to. But you fill out the form. We're asking for your name, year, model, a number of your bike or bikes, your email address, and your phone number. For the address, you don't have to give us an address, but we like to have a city and state kind of on the Ramblers map. And that way, whoever volunteers to be on that, you fill out the form, you hit the submit button, and it will self-populate into a master list that both Grant and I have. Then I will go ahead and email that list out to only the people that want to be on the form. If you don't want to be on the form, you won't get the list. And that way you'll be able to reach out to people that might be in your area or not too far away to ramble together. That's kind of a win-win. It's a win for us, win for Janus. Nothing better than a group of Janus motorcycles going down the road. And that's pretty much as easy as it's going to be. So that'll be emailed out, I think, in the next couple of weeks or less. And so feel free. My contact information will be on that email. So if you have questions about it, you can call me, email me, text me, whatever you want to do. So.
Thank you so much, Joel. I think that, yeah, round of applause. That's a good idea. That is so true that it's a lot of us like to ride by ourselves, but there really is something. The reason that I got into two-wheeled vehicles was not because I wanted to ride a motorcycle, but because I had a two-wheeled vehicle and I started riding with other people and realized how much fun it was. So it really, really was the social aspect of it, meeting people at events like this. We used to have rallies for vintage mopeds, and you just would instantly have a group of like 20 new friends. And that's, I think, a big reason why a lot of you all are still coming to these rallies. I noticed there's a group of you all that have been coming for many, many years. I think some of them were all on the same Discovery Day when they come in first. When we didn't even have the front of this building, it was just a overhead door at the back with sort of paint peeling off of it. So next up, we're going to, the last thing we'll do is go over the schedule. Are there any Ramble streamers here that want to show their face? Anybody run? I know the Felix brothers have already shown their face. Anybody else? Everybody's being secretive. Their secret handle. Well, that's all right. I think what we'll do is let me talk about the rides, and then Grant's going to go over the schedule. So we have 2 rides. All the rides are going to be leaving around 1 o'clock. As Grant mentioned, we'll gather around 12:30 for the photo? Grant? Yeah, 12:30, right here in the parking lot. Pretty much like you are right here. We'll want everybody whose bike is on the side of the parking lot to move over to the north side so we can get a big photograph of everybody. My desktop is the last year's rally with everybody lined up with their bikes. It's just absolutely amazing to see everybody together with all their bikes. We have 2 rides. The short ride goes to Mooey's Amish Ice Cream. They're closing in about a week for the season, but you'll see some buggies. You get to pet some goats or something, and get some really good ice cream. And it's about a 20-something mile ride. Pretty, very manageable, all on pavement. And the long ride, I always organize the long ride, and we've had some rides that went through Elkhart, which were a little more challenging in the past years. But I'm really excited about this year's route. It's some small town Indiana rambling, and we'll hit some little dinky towns and some really neat roads. The most interesting road is Rookstool Road, which I didn't know existed. It's kind of a weird angle. There will be a little bit of gravel. I did it on Halcyon 68 with street tires, so we're going to take it easy, just a little bit. I don't want to scare you, but just let you know there's a little gravel, a little chip and seal, which is like loose. So we'll go over some of the kind of rules of the road, safety tips on that, but we'll be taking our time, easy riding, and it'll be a lot of fun to all be together. The long ride and short ride should kind of conclude back here around 4 o'clock. Of course, that depends on if anybody wants to, how well we stay together as a group, that kind of thing. Last up, Grant, would you come up here and go over some specials we have, as well as the overall event schedule for the rest of the weekend? I'm just making sure I've covered everything. We did it. You already did this. You already did the schedule, so let's just do some specials we're doing this weekend.
Thank you. Welcome again. For all you virtual and physical folks that are joining us today, 20% off all merchandise on the website. You use the code RALLY20 if you're shopping online, or you just give us money if you're shopping here. 20% off everything. For those of you who are at the rally, you get $1,000 off any new 250 this weekend. You get $1,000 off any new 450 this weekend. And we're actively giving trade-in quotes. So if you got a nice running stock 250 that's in good working order, minimum of $5,000 towards a 450, maybe more. But that's the starting point. Yeah, Mitch is going to start running up the score. What did you say, 7? No, 57. So if you're interested in any of those, operators are standing by. The merch table's open till late. Have fun. If you want to see some of the stock we have available, we have limited stock, but we also have bikes in progress that are almost done. See one of us wearing one of these cool shirts, you know who to talk to. And that's all I got.
Great.
Oh, great. Russ, thank you so much. We also have our cool photo wall on the other side of the building, and we're going to put together another photo album of everybody. So if you want a picture of you on your bike, before we do the group photo, we'll have a little roundabout thing. It's on the other side. It's directly kitty-cornered from me on this side of the building. And it's got a cool 2024 Owners Rally picture on there. If you want a picture of you on your bike, get here at 12:25, and 12:30 will be fine too. And we'll cycle everybody through and get a picture of you on your bike. Talk to you soon.
There's no test rides 5 minutes before we officially leave.
Correct.
Yeah, no test rides right before we leave. Yeah. Last one thing I forgot, and I just was reminded. Old School is here. Old School has a Janus, but he also collects historic toys of all different kinds, and he's put together a little display of motorcycle toys. So these are like, what is it, slush mold and tin antique toys. Some of these are over 100 years old. They're little sidecar toys and just all lined up toys. Those are right inside the showroom.
So go make sure to check him out. He's got little hand labeled signs that tell you what each one is. He even has some of the original packaging from them. So thank you so much, Old School. All right, well, I think with that, we're pretty much wrapping up. I will go over, last thing I'll do is answer some of the last comments. But I think at this point, we're wrapping up the public portion of this. I'll just go on and handle some of the comments, and we will start wrapping up. And it is now 10:30. We'll do a couple more little things here and go from there. And so, yeah, thank you all. Still room for more comments. I think it's on.
I left that magazine for you. I told Richard.
Let's see. No audio. How about now, Confetti Yank?
Which I have in Sidecar. But you really consider putting an ad in there.
What? We're good? Okay, awesome. Well, we could do, so we'll do a little walk around. Last thing we'll do here, folks, is we'll do a little walk around and show you all the bikes. I can do that. But first, I wanted to just make sure I caught any last comments from folks. I think we ended off with Gary Smith giving me flack. We've got Confetti Yank says, is 31 Janus together called a January? Got it. John Bickle, looking forward to 323. Kickstart your, oh yeah, here we go. John Hiss, 119. By the mailbox, waiting with helmet on, coffee in hand, monkey ride later. Awesome. Steve Rice, watching the startup of the stream is like watching my parents try to program the VCR. Well, looks like a great day to ramble in Goshen. Wish I could be there with you all. Ride safe. Well, we wish you could be here too, Steve. But this is second best. A lot of Jani. Is it enough to be January? There you go. Susan Doval, good morning. Elmshurst, wife of Halcyon 450, number 66. Awesome. We got Jeff Massey. Is that a 250 motor in 731? Yes, I believe we don't have any swapped motors yet. Wave Shooter says, leave the flat track bike. I'd love a street version of that. We will be working on a street version. Yes, we're working on a replica version of that. Oh, 731 is the flat track. Yeah, that's a Janus motor. It's not stock, but it's a Janus motor. 450, yep. Sorry, not a 250, 450 cc, just like the new Griffin coming out. Let's see, 473, yeah, that's right, that's the displacement. I mean, did they make a Phoenix 250 based on the cafe-style bikes? Be nice to see a Phoenix 450. Yeah, it sure would be. I'd love to see some Janus down in Daytona. Well, we've been down there in previous years. I think we were more like in St. Augustine. Jansen Utech. Hey, Jansen. He says, so fun seeing all the Janus riding around this weekend. He's right down the street. Noah Klein. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Noah. Good to see you. Whit Lindstrom, hey everyone, just got back from morning ramble. Wish I was there. Plan on going next year when I have more time. Well, we would love to see you. I want to see 100 bikes here next year. It'd be awesome, or more. All right, there we go. So last thing we're going to do, we're going to wrap this up. I'm right on schedule. We're going to walk around and take a look at some of the bikes, and that's the last thing we'll do. So give me that guy. Is it going? Great. I'll bring it on, and then we'll sign off. I'm just going to mute the whole computer. Yep. All right. I'll do horizontal. All right. Let's see. Sideways.
Can you turn off this camera so it's just that one?
Yeah, I can remove. There we go. All right. So we're just gonna walk around. Can they hear? Audio's good? Okay, awesome. So we got over here, we've got everybody's finishing up their breakfast. Grant's talking to people. We got Gary Smith here. Hey Gary, how's it going? Hey! Jamie, we got Paul, we got everybody here. Yep. Yep, we're doing it. There's Old School.
from Buffalo.
We got Riggedy Alps. You recognize that name. People are checking in here. Got the showroom in here. We mentioned Old School's toy display right here. These are the awards we're going to be handing out later tonight. We have the award for, what is this one? Farthest flung. So the person who's made it the longest journey to get here. High mile, which I think we already know who that's going to. We've got Panache Award and the People's Choice, all made out of Janus parts that have been scrounged from various different TT or HQ. Got some cool laser cut signs. And let's go look at some bikes. Here's Pete Marino.
We also try to cook banana peel.
Yeah.
I got the prototype for the prototype for when the floorboards go on.
Oh, when the floor. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's the prototype heel toe shifter.
Well, I told you he gets all this. He gets all the experimental parts.
Yeah. Test it out right now.
He's gonna go test it out. Awesome. All right, let's look at some bikes here. Jordy? There's the new 450 prototype. We got some really clean looking bikes and some really dirty looking bikes. Some Phoenixes and some Griffins. Detlef. Some really old bikes, like one of the first 250s ever made right there. We got some Hondas.
Happy.
You can peek in the window here. Brushed aluminum. This is a funky one. Bring your dog along. Your large dog along. We got some upside down handlebars. We got number 68. Here's a dirty one. This one's been
Made out of brick. Yeah.
All right, well, folks, we are wrapping up right now, and that's about it for the Ramblestream. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you all were able to enjoy a little bit, kind of see what it's like here, and we'll consider next year showing up for the Owners Rally. It's going to be a doozy. We're going to have more people than ever. This is, as I've said many times, one of our favorite weekends of the year, and certainly as the Janus team. But I know it's a lot of Janus owners' favorite time as well. Let's see. David Hale's on. Confetti Inc. says, if y'all go, please announce. I was talking about a Daytona. I do want to see y'all. Seems like you were down there before I was riding. Lots of comments from Confetti Inc. My HD would have stood out in this. Lol. Yep. Have fun. Richard and Witt says, thanks. Thank you all. Have a Have a great ride. Yes. Thank you all. Enjoy your rambles this morning, this afternoon, this weekend, and I will catch you not tomorrow or not Monday. There'll be no Ramblestream, and I think maybe not the week after either. But I'll announce when the next one will be. I'll be traveling a little bit in the coming weeks, but we'll get back to it and catch you on one of these Monday nights. Thank you all so much for joining, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.